Hello, everyone, and welcome to the 2025 Mental Calculations World Championship Final. My name is Eitan Ilfeld, and I'm hosting this from London alongside Daniel Timms, who I believe is in Bali. Um, we've got quite an international competition. We have the defending world champion Kaloyan in Bulgaria, and then we have several competitors from India. We've got Swanand, we've got Abhilakshya, Radhika, Achitam, and Vandan. And then we also have Andre from Serbia and Domenico from Italy. So very, very international. And congratulations to all of you who have made it to the final. I should mention that several are veterans, but we have three newcomers in this year's final, which are Swanand and Achitam and Domenico. So welcome to your first final. And a big thank you, first of all, for Daniel for organizing all of this. We've had several rounds. It's been a very competitive year, and we're very excited to see what happens today.
Nice, yeah. I'll also add that everyone who's in this competition, I've met in other competitions in around the world. For example, in Germany, and have competed at the highest level in. I have a history of competing at the highest level in mounted calculation, and really good to have everyone here today. And thank you for your efforts to be here and in the preparation that you might have done to succeed today. And also, I want to tell everyone good luck for the competition today. Hope it's a fun experience, and hope each of you is successful.
And also, I want to thank the proctors. We've been able to arrange proctors for every location all over the world. So thank you. Maybe you want to just maybe wave to the screen if you can for a sec. You're very welcome to the various proctors. But thank you for being there and making sure that this is a fair competition. We really, really appreciate it. And thank you for being a part of history.
Okay, so we're going to start with a practice question just to make sure that everything is going according to plan and everyone knows how to submit their answers. As Kaloyan already asked, everyone should write their answers to Eitan. Send your answers in the private chat to Eitan, and you already know the rules about this. We're going to start off with a practice question. The practice question is worth 0 points, and most of you already know what the answer is because I didn't change it from before. This is just to make sure that the input is working correctly. You have 20 seconds for this completely surprise question. Send your answers to Eitan starting in 3 seconds.
Okay, great. I can confirm that I have received the same answer from everyone.
Good. Because time is up. Okay, cool. So I'm glad that went well. And then ordinarily now I would unshare my screen. I would show you the results on the table that I showed earlier. We put the results there. If you think something is incorrect with how we made the results, because I don't know, maybe you're too late and you didn't realize, or something like this, then you have the option to tell. You can tell us that, and you know where your ranking is compared to everyone else, and then we proceed to the next question. Just one thing, Eitan, when I say time is up, can you just send a message to me or everyone in the chat just as the
Sure.
as the marker? So if people's answers appear to you like they came in before that marker, then they are within the time, and if it appeared afterwards, then it's too late.
I will do that. And yes, absolutely. Good luck, everyone. Stay within the time. And I believe Daniel will also give you a warning before time runs out.
Yeah, like for every question, when it comes a couple seconds before, I'll just say time is up. And then after Eitan, as soon as you can after I've said is up, then you can put the marker, just like before.
Great.
Okay, so now we'll start the competition for real. Good luck, everyone. The first question is a multiplication question, multiplication of integers. Nothing surprising here. I'll reveal the question in 5 seconds. Good luck. Time is up.
Okay, great. Well, I'm going to go over the answers in the order received. Everybody sent the same answer, which indeed is 30,800. Kaloyan was the first, followed by Andre, followed by Swanand, followed by Domenico, followed by Radhika, and then Achatam, and then Abhilakshya, and then Vandan. But everyone sent the same response.
Okay. So
And they
a
were
few
all
times
within
I
the
could just
time.
go boom, to
Yes.
do this.
An easy start. Well, now that our engines have warmed up, let's see how we keep going.
Okay, Etan, are you everything ready? Everything clear, ready for the next question?
Absolutely.
Okay, next one is going to be a calendar date question. You need to give the answer in a language that we understand. An abbreviation is fine, same as for the semi-final. Time starts in 4 seconds. Good luck. Time is up. Okay, so this date, I remember that date actually, was indeed a Sunday.
We might want to double check that because
I was also thinking the same actually.
because everybody else seems to think that it's another date.
That's a Wednesday,
And
isn't it?
so yeah,
That's
that's
definitely
fine.
my mistake.
That's fine. But yeah, it's everybody got it on time, and yeah, and so we definitely can give everyone
Proof that
full.
there was copying the scores from the spreadsheet, I guess.
We're only human as well. But yeah, on Wednesday.
Okay, so you say everyone had it correct.
Yeah, so yeah, I'll go over the order received just for you. It was Andre was the fastest, then Swanand, then Kalayan, then Abhilakshya, and then Radhika, Vandan, and Domenico, and then Achatam. Speed doesn't matter yet in the early rounds. Later it will, but at this point, we just have to have a correct answer within the time. So well done, everyone.
I think mine was wrong.
Oh, sorry, Domenico, you wrote, sorry, Dominica.
It was
Sorry,
Sunday.
Sunday, you wrote Sunday. I
I made the
apologize.
same mistake as Daniel.
Yes, sorry. Apologies. Yes, that's right.
Yeah, thank you,
Thank-
Domenico, for the honesty in correcting that. Not the first time someone has had to correct them, correct a mark not given.
Sorry.
Okay, cool.
Thank you for being honest. Yes.
So anyway, Domenico and I have a second chance now because the following question is going to be another calendar date question. So hopefully I wrote the right answer for this one. I'll reveal not the answer, but the question in 4 seconds. Good luck. Time is up. So this one was Friday.
Apologies, just had a delivery at the door. Cool.
Okay, so the answer was a Friday for this.
The answer is right. That's right. So, we've got a few mistakes. So let's go in the order received. I'll make sure we don't miss anything. So Swanand was the first who did say Friday. Kaloyan also said Friday afterwards. And then Andre said Tuesday. So that was the first mistake. And then Abhilakshya said Friday. Achetam said Saturday. And then Van Dan said Friday. Domenico said Mercoledì.
Wednesday.
Mercoledì is Wednesday.
Okay. And then Radhika said Friday.
Friday. Okay. Those are the last calendar dates in here. Okay, let's move on then.
Great.
Good job in general so far. Next question is going to be mixed operations. So this could be anything, but it will be obvious what to do. It's always going to be it's always going to be clear, basically. I'll reveal the question in 3 seconds. Good luck. Time is up. Okay.
Okay.
The answer is 987,456. Quite a nice number. 987,456.
Well, so let me go in the order received. Kaloyan was the first, and he did indeed say 987,456. He was closely followed by Andre, who made an error. So 887,456, so no points there. And then followed by Domenico, who was close, but a slight error with 987,404. And then followed by Abhilakshya with the correct answer, 987,456. Followed by Swanand with a slight error, 997,456. So that was just off. And then followed by Radhika with the correct answer, 987,456. Time ran out. Van Dan submitted his response right after the time, but it was his mistaken anyway, was 98756.
Okay, and no response from Achetam, or no timely response from Achetam.
That's right.
Okay. Okay. Surprisingly tricky question, I guess, that one. But well done to Abhilakshya, Kaloyan, and Radhika for the correct answer there. Let's move straight on. For question 5, this is going to be an exact cube roots, and you all know what this means. For anyone else watching the video, it means that we know the answer is going to be a whole number, a positive integer, and that means there's more tricks available for helping solve it. Participants, you have 20 seconds. I start the timer in 5 seconds. Good luck. Time is up.
Okay, great.
So the answer is clearly a bit more than 1,000, in particular 1,175. 1,175.
So I'm going to go in the order received. I should say everyone gave an answer within the time limit. The first answer came in by Kaloyan at 1175, followed with another correct answer from Swanand, followed by another correct answer from Abhilakshya, followed by another correct answer from Van Dan, and then another correct answer from Achetam, then another correct answer from Radhika, and then a slightly mistaken answer from Andre, who had 1155. And then Domenico was at 11,725. So also a bit off.
Too long, too many digits. Okay, so we're I think the first questions I've made a little tougher than expected, perhaps. But some good efforts for them, so well done. Let's move on. 2 more questions in this block before we move on to the ones with the slower time limits. And the next question is going to be an exact division. So like the previous question, we know that the answer is going to be a whole number. It's going to be a positive integer. Time starts in 3 seconds. Good luck. Time is up. The correct answer here is 2878. 2,878.
Wow. Okay. So in the order received, Kaloyan was first with 2878, the correct answer. Swanand followed with 2878, as did Andre with 2878, as did Achatam with the correct answer, as did Abhilakshya with the correct answer. Domenico was very close, 2880, so just 2 away. Very, very close, as was Radhika with 2882, so just off. And then time ran out before Van Dan actually gave the correct answer, but time had run out. So yeah, that was a little bit unfortunate, but well done and still getting 2878.
Okay, nice, yeah. And I always find divisions like this a bit tricky because of the 0 at the end, trying to figure out how this works. So a rough start, but the questions with the most points are still to come. Remember, these questions here have up to 14 points, up to 20 points, up to 18 points, and so on. Last question in this round is going to be an exact square root. So like the exact cube root and the exact division, the answer is going to be an integer. I'll start the timer in 5 seconds. Good luck. Time is up. And the correct answer, 8371. 8371.
Okay, let me go through it in the order received. Kaloyan had the correct answer, and he was first with 8371. Swanand was off with, he said 4371, so the first digit was wrong. Radhika then got the right answer, 8371. Achatam just off at 8379, which interestingly enough, Abhilakshya also got 2, so both of them were just off. And then we have Van Dan with 8369, so also a bit off. And then Domenico had the correct answer at 8371.
Nice. And Andrzej Ivanovic?
And Andre, I don't see an answer from Andre. Just to make sure, Andre, did you try to send something? Maybe just ran out of time, I'm guessing.
You're right. I couldn't.
Okay.
That's okay. It's okay. Lots more to come.
Okay, so a very big spread of the scores already. Well done to Kaloyan, who has the only perfect score here. Just want to make one little comment. We mentioned that Abhilakshya and Achatam had the same score and they're in the same location. For anyone watching, the difficult thing with this question is deciding whether the last 2 digits are 71 or 79. So this is a very common answering this question with 7-9 at the end is a very common answer that I would expect to have a lot of responses. So okay, good. So this is the these are the results after these ones, and now we can start. Let's start putting them in order. I don't think this is going to mess up my formulas. I think this is going to be fine. So Kaloyan currently in first place, Radhika and Abhilakshya in second and third place. The tiebreak is on the semi-final scores. So I'll use that for the ordering, although it's probably not going to make any difference at the end when the scores spread out more. Swanand, Achitan, Vandan, and Andre and Domenico.
Vandan is slightly above Andre at the moment, but
that's true. Apparently, not only I've forgotten how to calculate calendar dates, but I can't even compare integers anymore. So, okay, cool. Let's move on then. So I've said before, and I'll say it again, that for the next questions, in fact, for every other question in this competition, you will have 60 seconds. 60 seconds to answer the question. And you have a small speed bonus. Notice that 4, 2, and 1, these are small compared to the 10 seconds. But if you are, for example, the second fastest, then you would get the bonus 2 points. And if your answer's wrong, then of course there's no speed bonus. The questions are going to be more difficult. That's expected. The first 7 questions was more for categories where I couldn't make the question difficult in a reasonable way for this format. So let's see what question 8 is going to be for 10 marks plus speed bonus. It's going to be mixed operations. So again, no idea what this will be, but the format is going to be clear when you see it. You'll see it in 5 seconds. Good luck.
I believe we have 8 answers.
I'll run down the time anyway. Time is up.
There we go. There's the 8th. Great.
Okay.
Well, let me
So the correct
let me
answer
go
here. Oh, are you going to ask someone?
No, sorry. That's fine. Should I go through the we could ask. Yeah, next time. Next time we'll ask.
Next time. Okay, I won't reveal this so quickly next time if you want to add some suspense. So yeah, the answers 1399882225.
Yeah. So first of all, the fastest this time was Swanand, who indeed did go for 1399882225. So well done.
The Swanand's answer is definitely correct.
Yes.
Okay, so I'll take the screen down. You can compare everyone's answers to Swanand's, since we know that one's correct. So well done, Swanand. 14 points for you. That's 10 plus the full speed bonus of 4.
And then the second fastest was Kaloyan with the correct answer. Well done.
Well done.
So the 10 plus the 2. And then followed by Abhilakshya, who was the third fastest.
Correct.
Yes. And correct. Then Domenico was just off. He had also a similar sequence of digits, but it was just off. And then Andre was off as well. And then Radhika had the correct answer afterwards. So Radhika will get the 10 points. And then Andre was also just off.
You mentioned Andre a minute ago. Maybe there's two people who were just off. Or was it a correction by Andre?
Oh, apologies. It was the same thing. Andre, you sent the oh, I see. Oh, sorry. Okay, hold on. So let's clarify this. So Andre was off, but then he sent a correction, which was correct.
Put it 3-1, 3-1, and then I needed to write it, so I put 1-3 and forgot about the second one.
Okay, Etan, can you copy and paste just privately to me both of Andre's submissions, and I'll just check whether we can count it as like a typo, a mistyping, or whether it's a correction.
Sure. So I'm sending you the first one, and then I'm going to send you the second one here. 1 second. So done.
Yeah, this is the correction. This is fine. Yeah, Andre. So for everyone else, the first digit on the left was a 1, and I guess Andre, you just typed enter too fast. Yeah. So who answered first, Abhilakshya or Andre?
Abhilakshya still answered first.
Okay. So
yeah.
So 10 points to Andre. Okay, yeah.
And then Van Dan had also the correct answer, I believe. Hold on, is it the correct answer? Hold on, maybe I'm just double check. I'm going to share it with you. No.
Swanand?
Missing a digit. It isn't. Okay, just got to double check.
Missing that one. Yeah.
Yeah. So just off, and then Achitam also had an error. So okay, so there we go. So they were close.
I think my answer is correct.
This is Vandan?
Yes.
Hold on, maybe your answer is correct. Hold on, let me just check. Excuse me. So this is what you put in.
Oh no, that's valid. There's no 1.
Well then hold on.
So okay.
So Andre.
So Andre's correction was not correct.
Exactly.
Okay.
A lot of digits to cross check. So yeah.
Yeah.
Apologies, but yeah.
Sorry, Andre. Your first answer you put 3-1 the other way, and second time you added the 1 when it was 3-1. Sorry, 1-3, not 1-3-1.
Yeah. And apologies, Van Dan.
I forgot to erase the second one.
Yeah, there's no third correction from Andre, is there?
No.
No. Okay. Yeah. Sorry. Unlucky, Andre. So this is everything correct now.
And Van Dan needs to get full marks as well.
Oh, Van Dan as well. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So the only change in order is this one here. Okay. Nice. So next question, and same as last time, except Eitan, I won't reveal the question and the answer until you tell me to. This is going to be a fraction addition, and the answer needs to be as a mixed fraction in its simplest form, like always in these competitions. I reveal the question, 5 seconds. Good luck. Time is up. Okay.
Okay, great. So the first answer that I have here, although I think Kaloyan had started to give an answer, then changed it, which is okay, I believe. I assume, is that right? If you can change your answer?
If it's, we'll check it later. If it's a typo, it's fine. If it's a real correction, it's not. I'll judge in a moment.
Okay.
Who's the
Maybe
fastest with the score that looks like it's correct?
Okay, so Andrei Zivanovic, do you want to tell us what you believe? Sorry, not Andrei, Abhilakshya. Abhilakshya, what do you believe the answer is?
My answer is 403 upon 504.
403 upon 504
Yes.
is correct. Well done. So the correct answer is 403, 504.
Well done. And then Swanand had an error, was next, so that's incorrect.
So for clarity, I should give Abhilakshya the maximum score for this one.
Yes.
And Swanand, unfortunately, 0.
Then Andrei did have the correct answer afterwards. And then Radhika had the correct answer as well, followed by Van Dan with the correct answer. And then Achitam also with the correct answer, followed by Kaloyan with the correct answer. So Kaloyan did get the correct answer. I just wonder, I'm not sure if I imagined, but I thought maybe Kaloyan had first done something like
The first time I read over the answer, I get something more than one,
yeah.
But I calculate I calculated again.
Okay. Well, yes. So,
You
yeah,
can
'cause I saw
delete the previous answer.
yeah, because yeah, so I think that's right. So I saw something like exactly. Was it 1 and 2 over 7 or something like that?
The only question is, did Kaloyan send a previous answer?
So I thought I saw something and then I think it was deleted, I think. I'm not sure. But so can he make a correction is a question.
It's not allowed to delete answers from here. So that should be clear for everyone. We shouldn't be deleting them. So just to be clear, Kaloyan, did you write 1 and 2/7 and then delete the answer? In which case we just have to say it's a correction.
Just
is that what happened? That because it is possible that you deleted it. Is that what happened, Kaloyan? You just delete the answer. In which case, please don't do that again.
I deleted the previous 1 time 2/7.
Okay, cool. Thank you for confirming, Kaloyan. Because that's what
written by me was the 403 divided by 504.
Yeah. Okay, makes sense. Yeah. Just Kaloyan, so you understand, and for everyone else, please don't delete the answers because we use this for checking the correction. So please, everyone understand not to correct the answers because Etan is receiving them and is watching all the time anyway. So if one gets deleted, we know about it. So for that, I think it's no points for Kaloyan because of the correction, but at least it's understood and there's no problem there. Does that make sense, Kaloyan? You understand? Yeah. That
I get the point.
Because Etan saw the number before.
But hold on, but are they allowed to put a correction just like if they realize they made a mistake?
Only for a typo. Only for a typo, yeah.
Only for a typo. Okay, you can't recalculate. You can
Which is
correct a typo.
why
my last answer was correct.
Yeah, the second answer was correct, yeah.
But I guess Daniel is saying Daniel is saying that you can only correct if there's a typo, not if
I mean,
there's
you
a
can
mistake.
always correct. We just won't give the points unless we think it's a typo. So for Andres, that was clearly a typo, except the second answer was wrong. So we can't give the points here. But if, for example, someone wrote 0.3 over 504, we know it's a typo. So just correct it, and we give you the full points for that.
Am I get the point?
No, because the first answer was wrong. The first answer you submit is always the final one, and it is not allowed to delete the answer or correct.
But it's not because of the deleting. The deleting did not
Yeah.
affect scoring, to be clear. We just don't do it. The deleting didn't affect the score. It's just you can't recalculate. So you can only change if there's a typo. Then you can change it, if that makes sense. I don't know. George, you're there. Does that make sense? Can you explain that?
Sorry, yeah, just remember. Yes, sure. I think you understand. Kaloyan understands now. Yeah.
Okay.
So,
okay.
Yeah, just basically type whenever he's definitely sure of the answer, and to avoid this mistake again. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I think
just don't delete the answer, and we take care of the score. We can't give marks for a correction, but we try to be as generous as possible with anything that's really a typo.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, let's keep going. No big
Uh,
deal.
Hello,
Good.
sir. Could you please wait for a minute? Radhika Didi's laptop just hanged, so we are fixing that issue.
Okay.
No problem. We're going to
Cool.
pause, and I'll pause the recording.
Thank you.
Next question. Okay, so we're gonna at this point the three medal positions are Abhilakshya and Kaloyan, who've won medals before, and Radhika, who has been very successful in other competitions as well. They have the top places above 50 and quite a wide spread of scores already, but everyone making good attempts at all of these questions. The next one.
Yeah. So yes, we've got the answer from last time. Yep.
Okay, yeah, this is the answer from last time, because we're now moving on to question 10, which is going to be power modulus. So all the participants, you understand what type of question this is. For anyone watching who's not a participant, it's going to be a number to the power of another number, and the answer is, if I divide that by the number in brackets, what would be the remainder? And it looks crazy difficult to do, but there are some cool shortcuts that some of the participants might be using. So I'll reveal the question in 5 seconds. Good luck, everyone. Time is up.
Okay, great. Well, let me start with the fastest response, which was by Abhilakshya. Abhilakshya, what do you believe the answer is?
My answer is 6.
Okay, is that correct?
These are very tough questions. It's very easy to make a mistake. Abhilakshya got it correct. Well done. The answer is 6. Very good.
Great. He was followed by Achetam, who put the answer 29 to the power of 27, later correcting to 6, but the first answer was 29 to the power of 27. So that we'll ignore that for now, I guess. And you can decide afterwards what you want to do. But let me continue. The next one was Kaloyan.
So there's there's a specific rule we said about this. If you send, that's basically an intermediate calculation written down, which we can't do anything about, which is fine. But there's a rule: if something looks like an intermediate calculation, then I'm going. We have to include that as the final answer, basically. So I'm afraid, specifically because of that, I can't allow that.
Okay. So we won't be considering the next. Okay, that's fine. So Kaloyan Geshev was the next person to say 6, which was correct.
Okay.
Swanand was off with 20. Andre was at 19.
I'm just double checking, I think, and I wasn't paying attention to the
My
last
answer
part.
is
Yeah, I
correct.
stand by the answer there. Sorry, so we have, and this is me trying to multitask and failing. So Abhilakshya we've done, and Achatam, unfortunately, I have to take the first answer here. Who answered after Achatam?
Kaloyan.
Kaloyan?
My
Okay.
answer is 6.
Yes, your answer is correct, Kaloyan, but you were the second fastest.
Okay, nice.
Okay.
Yeah, well done, Kaloyan. These questions are super tough. So
And then we had Swanand, Andre, and Vandan all had mistaken answers. They were very close at 20, 19, and 25.
let me write
And
this
then
down. So Swanand, Andre, and who else?
and Vandan.
Okay.
And then Radhika had the correct answer at 6. Domenico had a correct answer at 6. And then Achatam did give the correct answer at 6, but as you said, there was a calculation before. So
Yeah. Okay, very nice. Impressed actually that well, 5 out of the 8 people, because I want to include Achatam in the sentence, have the correct answer there. Also notable, I think Radhika was the 6th or 7th, I think 6th fastest, and still got a speed bonus because of the in this question many incorrect answers.
the level of difficulty is quite high, so getting it right is important.
Okay, so Kaloyan jumps above Radhika by the tiebreak on the semi-final, and I think that's everything in order. Okay, nice. So again, next question is going to be 60 seconds with the small speed bonus. And I'm showing the spreadsheet again. That's not what I meant to do. This is the answer from before. And the next question is going to be prime factors. Any sensible way of providing the factors that's usually allowed is fine today. Same rules as always. Prime factors, I'll give you the number in 5 seconds. Good luck. Time is up.
Okay, well, I can tell you that the first answer came in by Swanand. Swanand, what do you think the answer is?
Swanand, we invite you to share your answer.
2 square into 3 raised to 7 in. Yes, sir. 2
Let's have a look. 2 squared, 3 raised to 7, and 13. Exactly, yes. 2 times 2 times 2 times, sorry, 2 times 2 times 3 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 times 13. So anything that means that is correct. So I'm pretty sure Swanand has that correct.
That's right.
And yeah. Okay,
He was
nice.
followed, but very, very well done. Followed by Abhilakshya.
And I'm going to keep it on the screen, Etan, to help you with the checking. I'm putting the scores on the scoreboard already.
Sure. I'm going to copy paste so you can double check, but basically, I believe that Abhilakshya also had the correct answer. Just got to make sure I'm counting those.
Yep, Abhilakshya's correct, yeah. Perfect.
Yeah. And then similarly, it looks like Kaloyan also has just the 7 threes. So just put that in there. It's because Kaloyan followed.
Yep, Kaloyan's correct.
And then Domenico, hold on, definitely has the 2s and the 13. Are there 7 threes in there?
Yep,
It looks
just a
like
different order.
There are 7 threes. So well done.
Yep, that's correct.
And then Radhika after that. And
Yep,
then
that's correct as well. Good.
and then Van Dan, which looks correct as well. So a lot of threes. And Andre was a bit off. So I think instead of the threes, he had 2187. He had the 2 squared and the 13, and sorry, and the single 13. Just
okay. Yeah, 2187. That is 3 to the power of 7, actually.
Almost.
But
just not a
good try, yeah. And any response from Ashatam or no?
And then Achatam, I don't see a response from Achatam.
Okay. So I'll
So going
so displaying the results there. I think it's looking like this.
So Swanand was first, then Abhilakshya, and then Kaloyan.
Yeah.
And then Domenico, and then Radhika, and then Van Dan, and that's right. There you go. You've got the order.
Okay, nice. So the next questions is going to be a little different, maybe a little more complicated, but it'll be fine. There's no speed bonus. So if you answer in 10 seconds or you answer in 58 seconds, it doesn't matter. You get the same score. So you should use all of your time. I will, when it gets to 55 seconds, I will tell you to type the answer. I will say answer, time is up. Again, I'm going to say answer, time is up. So you have a warning when that moment is going to be. Because this is not so much about rushing, this is about getting as much accuracy in the answer as possible. We have a little table over here we're going to use later, so we can work out who has the most accurate answer. So if you have 11 decimal places and someone else has 9 decimal places, then, and assuming everything is correct, then you're going to win. If you have 9 decimal places and someone has 11 decimal places, but half of theirs are wrong, then you still win because you have more correct decimal places than them. So just try to give the most accurate answer as you can. Maybe guess the last couple of digits if you want. It doesn't matter, really. We're just going to paste the answers in there and see who was the most accurate. If anyone has any question about this, then please ask us now. Hopefully that is clear. As much accuracy as possible, as many digits as possible. And there will be 4 of these questions. And the first one is going to be an inexact square root. An inexact square root to as many decimal places as you can. I'll reveal the question in 6 seconds. Good luck. And you have 60 seconds to answer. answer time is up.
Okay, great. So let's see here. I'm just going to go, I guess the order received obviously does not matter here. Should I just start with the longest one perhaps, and we can check if it's right, or how would you like to do it, Dan?
I think that's going to be a lot of digits. I think for these ones, maybe just let's reveal it, because no one watching is going to remember all of the digits anyway.
Okay, sure, that makes sense. Let's do it.
So the answer should be something
Excuse
like
me,
this.
sir.
Yeah. Yes, somebody has a doubt?
Sir, actually, I was not able to see the question. Sir, I am
Hi,
Swanand.
Why could you not see the question?
Sir, can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
Sir, I don't know, like I was not able to see the question, and within 10 seconds I left the meeting.
Someone did disconnect in the middle, which is unfortunate.
Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear
Yeah.
you. So yeah, I'm sorry about that, Swanand. I think there's
Yes.
nothing we
Yes,
can
I was the one.
nothing we can do. That was just
So, sir,
a
like I
connection issue
couldn't
there,
attempt the question.
which is yeah, I think you disconnected somewhere in the middle, because I saw the sometime during
Sir, but
the
like I
time.
didn't even got the chance to attempt.
Yeah.
Sir, like actually I didn't
That's
even got the chance to attempt. So,
yeah, I know that's unfortunate. There's I don't know, Etam, what we can do about that. I think probably not very much.
I think it's a tough situation.
Yeah,
that's
I'm
one
very
of
sorry for that, Swanand.
sir,
Have you
so
got a good
if
connection
possible, can't I
now?
attempt another question? Like first
The
No,
thing
square
is,
root
this
of
one
it.
is compared with everybody else's.
No, it has to be the same for everybody.
Like
So
another question, another number.
But this is compared with everyone else, because as you know, some of these calculations are easier than others. So if I gave you 730, that would be much easier, for example.
yes, I just want to say that's tough. So now we got disconnected, but there's a lot more points to be gained in the following questions. So everything is still up for grabs. And yeah, so let's see what we've got, Daniel.
Yeah, a few people have a bit of bad luck in different questions today, unfortunately. So this is how we're going to calculate the results. We're going to paste everyone's answers in here, and then this is going to give us the logarithm of the error as a percentage, essentially. So the higher the score, the better. So Eten, could you just paste everyone's scores in the appropriate column, please? The easiest way to do it.
Yep. So
And use easiest is to use Control Shift V or Command Shift V perhaps. And this is gonna
I just put Achetam in.
okay, looks perfect. Yeah, looks perfect. Okay, so basically this means that the current this is your result Achetam, and this gives us
Andre, I
this
believe
one here.
it's that. There we go. I'm putting Andre in there as well. Now Van Dan. Let's see. Followed by Domenico. I just need to correct.
Okay, so interesting here. Van Dan has less precision, but more accuracy, and has a slightly higher score.
Oh, I don't know why it's rounded up, by the way.
If you doing try pasting in okay, hang on. How happens
You
to do
can
that?
fix that, but I'll keep pasting the
Oh,
answers
I see
in.
what you mean. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay,
Cal
hang on.
had
We'll
a
just do
very, very
former.
long one. Very impressive. Okay. Blashka.
Okay.
And now we need Swanand.
So-
Yeah, sorry, Swanand. But here we go. We have now answers for everyone.
Okay, and just unfortunately, not for Swanand, who I know can also be strong here, which is unfortunate. Okay, so just to clarify this here, the result that's written down here, actually the result that was written down was this one here, but Google Sheets is trying to round it in some weird way. So the most accurate, therefore, is Kaloyan with this answer written here. Very well done. So Kaloyan gets the maximum score of 20 points. Second then is Abhilakshya, who gets the second highest score of 16. Then we have 20.2, but actually Andre's is slightly higher. So Andre gets the third place score of 12. Then very, very close actually, almost identical. So this Andre's answer had a lot more precision, but there was an error, so it stopped being accurate. Slightly less accurate was Radhika, who didn't have a mistake, but had this amount of accuracy. So well done, that's 8 points. Then it's going to be Vandan with this one. So just rounded it, just one decimal place fewer than Radhika. So that's 5 points. And then 2 points to Atritam. And then Domenico and I'm sorry, Swanand, not collecting points for this particular one. Okay. So very interesting there. If I just change the scores, now everything is Andre now moves up into 6th place. And just for the records, how accurate was this answer? 5, 7. So it got incorrect at this point. 1415. 14. Okay, so it was correct to 11 significant figures. The first 11 digits were correct.
This is
Okay.
also a very cool format, Daniel, that you've put together. So I want to compliment you on
Cool.
that.
Thank you. Yeah, I wanted to have this section of the competition, but I thought it was going to be a nightmare trying to calculate the accuracy if we haven't got it automated in some way.
Very well
So yeah,
done.
thank you.
Yeah.
Swanand, you think your internet is okay at least at the moment?
Yes, it's fine.
Okay, hopefully it will be okay for you and of course for everyone, including myself, for the next question, which is going to be mixed operations. Mixed operations. Again, 60 seconds, and you have to give as much accuracy as you can. As much accuracy as you can. Time starts in 3 seconds. Good luck. Answer. Time is up. Okay. And Swanand, you should be sending the answers to Etan, but that's fine. I'll just handle yours. That's fine. Okay, so the correct answer is this number. So actually a very, very large number, about 17 billion. About 17 billion.
Very large number indeed.
So awkward question because the numbers are at such a big scale. So like, it might be a bit surprising actually when we see the answers. So if I remove those, I'm just going to put Swanand here. And then Ethan, can you paste the other ones, please?
Excuse me, sir.
Yeah.
Sir, actually, by mistakenly, I typed the decimal point like 8.3. So my answer is 8371 and so on. It isn't 8 point.
Okay, understood.
Thank you, sir.
Once again, this is a very interesting format, I have to say. All right. And Radhika had an answer, but it was after the time. So I don't know what you want to do with that. I think her answer was outside the time limit.
So that's not allowed, but I think Ethan, I got two. Oh no, the first message was Swanand. No, okay, sorry, I confused myself. I think if it's too late, it was too late, I'm afraid.
Okay.
And it was more than 60 seconds in total. I exaggerated. Sorry for that, Radhika.
So I believe, and then Andre, I don't see anything from Andre.
Okay. This is very interesting, actually. Are these answers definitely correct? Are these answers all pasted correctly?
I believe so.
Okay. So
I'm
Swanand, your answer.
I'm deleting Radhika's because it was after the time.
Sure. Okay. Yeah. So very interesting. Basically, everyone had completely the wrong answer, it seems, except for Kaloyan, but your answer was much too small. It's about 100 times too small. And Swanand, your answer was 5 times too big. This actually means, I think, so Swanand, yours is furthest from the correct answer. I think actually, Kaloyan, even though your answer is 100 times out, yours is actually the highest. Yours is actually the closest. Because it's the least negative answer here. Then next least negative is Domenico. So the results are quite interesting here because no one had a proper answer, and so people are collecting results almost at random here. So basically, it's going to be whoever has the highest answer from the other ones here, except for this one. So it's going to be Vandan gets the next points. Achatam gets the next one. Abhilakshya gets the next one, and then Swanand. Pretty sure I've done that correctly. I'll just leave it on the screen in case anyone wants to double check that. Basically, the higher the score is, the higher your answer is. and these are all negative because no one was very close to this one.
Well, it's good that we've got some challenging questions.
Yeah, this is by far the most challenging question here. Any kind of estimates at the right scale would have won the 20 points straight away here. Because actually, ironically, the closest was Swanand, who was out by a factor of 5. It was just that the absolute difference was greatest for that one there. So this does some wild things to the results, I think. Van Dan now jumps up 1 place. Kaloyan jumps into 1st place, and Domenico takes the 6th spot. So a bit of a change around that question. Let's then let's move on to the next question then, which is going to be inexact division. So again, as many decimal places as you can. I'll reveal the question in 6 seconds. Good luck. Answer, please. Time is up. Okay, so let's go ahead and reveal the answer. 1.14332325, and it's possible that someone had even more decimal places. So that's the correct answer.
Okay, I'm going to put in the answers. So Domenico.
Daniel, I misinterpreted the denominator as 43 million just out of habit because we used the point as a decimal separator.
Okay.
It was illogical
Understood.
because there should have been another decimal
I know
separator.
that I understand that is what it's done in Italy. We will
so my answer is actually 6 orders of magnitude too low.
Okay, understood. Okay, what I'm going to do, I'm going to double check that your answer is at the correct scale according to your interpretation of the question, and if it is, then I will scale it up accordingly.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, so I'm putting Domenico's answer in first. Oh, it's a bit tricky because of the let me copy paste it to you, Daniel, because of the comma, and then you can just check it. That's probably the best.
Oh yeah, that's best. Thank you.
And I'll continue with Swanand. There we go, who had a very close answer, I can tell you that. There we go. And then Andre, also quite close. Oh,
So just to be
again,
clear, have you only pasted, so far you've only pasted in Swanand's?
that's right. Now,
Okay.
paste in Andre to correct, because basically the commas, I have to reformat them, but I'm doing that. That's fine. And then Achetam here.
Yeah, if you Control-Shift-V, then it won't inherit the formatting. I can fix it here. If you Control-Shift-V rather than normal pasting, then it doesn't take the zoom formatting. Meanwhile, I'll check. So we'll fix that one.
Okay. Control-Shift-V. Van Dan.
Yeah, Domenico, I verified yours. Yeah, I just want to say, Domenico, try not to make that mistake. Well, not a mistake, but all of the decimal points will be written as dots, and the thousandth separators will be commas. But for this one, yeah, I interpret it this way for you. Okay, it looks like those are all of the results in, and we have a clear winner here, which is Swanand. So very well done, especially after the bad luck in question 12. That is by far the most accurate answer. Second place is Abhilakshya, so 16 points there. And then I think it's Radhika with 12 points. And then Kaloyan's is more, so 8, Achatam 5. Domenico gets it was 2 points in the end.
The question is being shared instead of the score sheet.
Oh, thank you. Thank you for telling me. I had the question up for longer so that I could put the so I could copy the question down. So these are the results. Swanand had the highest accuracy. As a multiple of taken log 2, it's almost 33. How many digits were correct here? The same amount that Excel provides, so very good. And then Abhilakshya 2nd place, Radhika 3rd place, Kaloyan 4th place, Achatam 5th place, Domenico 6th place, and then Andre 7th place, and Van Dan 8th place for those. And everyone had a valid looking answer for that. Okay, cool. Well done.
Well done.
Last of these questions is going to be an inexact cube root. Why does that say 18? I'm going to unshare that and double check that this is correct. Yeah, okay. So sorry, this is not worth 18 points. Disregard that. This is it's not worth 18 points. This is, again, 60 seconds, as much accuracy as you can. As much accuracy as you can. For maximum 20 points. I'll reveal the question in 6 seconds. Good luck. Answer, please. Time is up. Okay, the answer is 15.466837, and so on. 15.4668. How are the results looking at them?
They're looking pretty good this time. So maybe if you can share the spreadsheet, I will start pasting them in. And I will start with Domenico here. And there we go. I'm keeping the
pretty good. So 3 significant figures correct, almost the 4th one. Even more accurate from Van Dan, very good. So 5 significant figures correct from Vandan, and then same answer from Abhilakshya.
These are really, really tough
Okay.
questions.
Really accurate answer from Swanand. Maybe gets lucky that the 7th significant digit is going to be a 0, but in any case, that's a more accurate answer than anyone else. Kaloyan providing the same answer. Andre, I guess that's a little small mistake somewhere there, but still pretty accurate. And then different answer for the 5th decimal place. Okay. This is pretty impressive, right? So this is in 60 seconds for a cube root, which is notoriously quite difficult for the to calculate inexact cube roots. Then we have, let's say, Radhika, who is in 5th place, has 4 of the digits, nearly 5 of the digits correct, and then a few people with even more precision than that. And if you know the algorithms for doing cube roots exactly, you'll see how much work is required to get the accuracy that these 5 people have here. And these here, I think, is also using a similar thing, which takes a lot of work, but maybe some error in some place there. So let's put the scores then. So Swanand gets the maximum score there, and that is shared with Andre, which is 20. So no one is getting 16 points. Next is 12 points, and that goes to Abhilakshya and to Vandan. And next is to Radhika, so no one's getting 8 points, so Radhika's getting 5 points.
Presume 18 points tied for the tied 1st and 2nd, I believe.
Okay, so we do that. So the total sum of these is equal to the total sum of all of the other ones. So it's the same amount of points. So if we go with that, okay. And then the most accurate answer from Swanand, this was calculated correct to 6 significant figures. Call it 7 because I don't know whether you calculated the 0, but you may as well claim it for free. So 7 digits correct for an exact cube root of a number that's not particularly easy either. So very well done there. So as a result of this, Kaloyan Geshev, you're running away with the highest score. Well done. Swanand Bhore, you have jumped up above Vandan, and everything else is as it is. Okay, really good work. These are clearly extremely tough questions.
Excuse me. Abhilakshya here.
Yeah, Abhilakshya, I'm listening.
Can we take a small break of around 2 to 5 minutes for washroom and water?
Absolutely. Let's do it. We'll do a 5-minute break starting now. So yeah, everybody go ahead and take a break, and we will continue.
Thank you.
At 3.
Okay, well, we're back after a short break, and we are ready to go on to the next stage of the final.
Nice, yeah. Just waiting for Radhika and Andre to be here. As a reminder, the next
Should we go over the scores maybe?
Yeah, she's coming.
Hello. Radhika Didi is standing in 2 minutes.
That's fine.
Sure, okay. Let's take a brief look at the scores as they stand then. So in top place, we have Kaloyan Geshev, also the winner from last year. 2nd place, Abhilakshya, who has also won medals in this competition. And then we have Radhika and Swanand quite close together. And each of them narrowly missed out on one of the questions recently for different reasons. And then Vandan was 75, and then Domenico, Acheterm, and Andre with scores around 40 or 50.
So it's quite interesting to see that at the top, it's quite a close race between Kaloyan and Abhilakshya, and even at the bottom, we've got quite a tight pack. So a lot of strong and competition here across the board.
Yeah, and 9 questions left to go out of the out of the 24, but these are the ones that carry the most points. So a single question can have more weight than, for example, one of the 4-point questions early on. Really good so far. This is anyone who has any idea about mental calculation knows how difficult it is to do these questions, or even attempt seriously to do these questions in the fairly short time that you're given here. So even if you've had a few incorrect answers, then what you're doing is still elite. No exaggeration, that what you're doing is still elite. I'm just waiting for Andre to be ready and turn the camera on. Do we have Andre? I think we have Andre. Okay, nice. I think we have everyone. So the next 4 questions, I'll just put the screen back on. It's for these questions, we already said there's 10 points and you get a speed bonus if you're one of the fastest 3. Now it's the same, except it's 14 points plus the speed bonus. So it's the same, but slightly more points available. And the first question is going to be highest common factor. You've seen this before. There's going to be some numbers on the screen, and I want to know what's the largest number that is a factor of all of the numbers that are on the screen. We had this in the semi-final, so you should have your way of solving it and know what to do. I'll give you the question in 6 seconds. Good luck. Time is up. Okay, so maybe we can have one of the fastest people sharing their answers if you'd like, Eitan.
Sure. Well, the fastest was Kaloyan Geshev. Kaloyan, what do you believe the answer is?
My answer.
Yes.
My answer, 57. 57.
57 is correct. Well done. And for anyone watching who has no idea what's happening with this HCF, it means that 57 is the largest number that divides into 3,591, while also dividing into 4,161. And there are some good techniques for solving it. For example, if we find the difference, it's 570, and that makes it a little easier to find the answer here. So well done. If I understand correctly, then the maximum score of 18 goes to Kaloyan. Is that correct, Eitan?
That is correct.
Okay. And how about the other answers?
Swanand had a mistake that they were second, but then Andre was correct with 57, so the second best, and then Radhika was third, and she was followed by Abhilakshya and Dominika, who were both correct. And then Achtam had a mistake, and Van Dan was right at 57, but it doesn't really, yeah. So there you go.
Okay, nice.
And Achtam had 3, just like Swanand. That was their error.
3. And so for context, 3 is indeed a common factor of those numbers, but it's not the highest because 19 is higher, and indeed 57 is the highest. Okay, really good. So adjusted the score slightly. I don't need to go through the details. Let's move on to question 17. And this is going to be fraction multiplication. Fraction multiplication. And 60 seconds, so this is going to be quite a difficult fraction multiplication. I reveal the question in 4 seconds. Good luck. Time is up.
Okay. So I'm going to start with the first person to answer, which was Swanand. Swanand, what do you believe the answer is?
13 integer 83 upon 190.
Let's take a look. Does that match the answer?
It sure does.
Very well done. Well done, Swanand. So 13 and 83 over 190. So if I understand correctly, then I'm giving 18 points to Swanand. Is that correct?
I believe so. 14 plus the bonus of 4.
Nice. Okay. And how about the other scores?
The second fastest was Kaloyan, also with the correct answer. Followed by Abhilakshya, also with the correct answer. Followed by Achatam, who had a slight error. They had 13 and then 581 over 1330. So perhaps not simplified enough.
What was the top number?
581 over 1330.
Exactly. Yeah. Both numbers divide by 7 to get to the correct answer. So correct answer, but in valid form. Yeah.
And then Van Dan also had an error. They had 13 with 7 over 190. And they were followed by Andre, who did have the correct answer of 13 with 83 over 190. And then Radhika was next. She had an incorrect answer. And then as did Domenico as well. It was close, but yeah, but also incorrect.
Okay, so only half the answers correct. How does this affect the scores? Andre, again, bit of a leapfrog in that position as well. Okay, nice. Let's move on then to question, whatever's next, question 18. This one is going to be sum of squares. Sum of squares. This one's going to be a bit rough because there's a few different possible answers. Any valid sum of squares is going to be okay. I'll reveal the question in 4 seconds. Let's go. Good luck. Time is up. So lots of possible answers here. So it doesn't matter which one you've put. This is a correct answer. And when I was solving it, I actually picked a different one, 3, 10, and 78. So Etan, we need to check each of these individually. 102, 102, 184. And so
let's start with the fastest, who is Kaloyan, who coincidentally did put 3, 10, and 78, which you had just mentioned, I believe.
Yep.
Perhaps you want to share the screen for the scores as we do this.
I'm just flailing around and failing at doing that, but yeah. So let's do it with a formula. So just to be clear, so 78, 0 and 0, and then equals some product. Just doing
Great.
boom, and that is indeed giving the same answer as that. Okay, so 18 points. Do I understand? 18 points to Kaloyan.
Yes.
Okay, well done, Kaloyan.
And then Van Dan was next with 146, 8, and 2.
So that's not quite right. Because 100 squared is 10,000, not 100,000, I think was the mistake in that case, unfortunately.
Okay. And the next answer was by Swanand, which was 318, 32, and 6.
Okay, and that is correct. That is a valid answer. Very good. So 16 points to Swanand.
And then it's interesting, Andre also used the same combo of 318, 32, and 6.
13, 32, and 6. Okay, to Andre.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Well done. And by the way, there's many different possible answers, but some of them are much easier to find. So I guess this one came from just calculating the square roots and then trying to fill the gaps. And then the one that Kaloyan and I did was by looking at the first four digits and try to take away something that looked like an easy square. Okay, what's next?
Domenico also had 318, 32, and 6. So he's correct.
One of the more natural ones to get. Yeah, nice.
Now, Achetam had an interesting one. It's actually a bit longer. So you've got 310, 71, 5, 3, and then another 3.
3. So the rule is generally, and I don't know what, you double check whether I made this specific, but it's only allowed to use maximum 4. In this case, the answer is incorrect anyway, because it would be 101, 184 if I add in the extra 3 here. So
doesn't matter. It doesn't matter.
For both of those reasons, but especially it not being the same number, then that's one incorrect, I'm afraid.
And then Abhilakshya used 315.
Probably right.
53. Yep.
53.
53, 10, 7, and 1.
And
nice.
1.
That one proved useful.
So this is correct.
No, it is correct. Yeah, it is correct. Yeah.
This is correct, but we don't usually allow more than the idea is that it's only 4 of them. I need to double check whether we actually had that in the rules. So the next question is going to be lowest common multiple. So you've seen these before. It's the smallest number that is a multiple of all of the numbers given. So just like we had in the semi-final, I'll reveal the question in 5 seconds. Good luck. And time is up.
Okay. All right. So why don't I go in the order received? I should say,
Yeah.
when you said time is up, Radhika put it in maybe just almost the same time. So if you want to count it in or not, that's
If you
something we
think
need
it
to.
was in the time, we can give it. It's up to you. If you think it was in the time, if you say it was in the time, then it was in the time.
Excuse me,
Okay.
what's the right answer? I can't see it.
We haven't announced the answer yet. We will in a sec.
Oh.
So
I thought
if you want to,
you
yeah, it's okay. You can show the answer then.
The answer 142,296.
Yeah.
142,296 is the lowest common multiple in this case. 142,296. Do we have any correct answers, Etan?
We do. Kaloyan Geshev was first, and he is correct. And then he was followed by Swanand, who had an error, had 142,396, so very close. But the second correct answer was by Andre. Andre.
Okay, sorry, I was multitasking again. Can we
So
we go from the start
Kaloyan is
again?
first.
That's my fault. Sorry.
Kaloyan is first, and he gets the maximum points.
Okay. So full marks for Kaloyan, and then
Andre is second, so he should get 16 points.
okay.
And then Abhilakshya was third.
Good job.
And then Domenico was correct afterwards. He got the correct answer.
14.
Yep. And then Achitam, wrong answer. And then Radhika, just as you said time, really like right on the edge of it, she did give the correct answer. So
you'll judge the time. Was it correct though?
It was correct. And then Van Dan was outside of the time, but also the incorrect answer anyway.
So I'm putting stuff in the wrong places here. And so Van Dan, no. And Swanand.
And Swanand had a mistake. Second fastest was 142,396. So yeah.
Okay. Okay, I should get rid of the other zeros here as well. And Abhilakshya, I've just checked here, and it is between 2 and 4 numbers. So I'm afraid I can't give you the mark when it's 5.
This is back for the previous sum of squares.
Just for this one. I wanted to double check that I wasn't when I said it doesn't have the points. I wanted to make sure that it wasn't fair, because if it wasn't specified in the rules, then I should give it. But in this case, no. Okay. So this is the correct order. So Kaloyan in first place, Abhilakshya second place, Swanand in third place, Radhika in fourth place, same score. Van Dan, Andre has jumped into fifth place, Domenico into sixth place, and then Van Dan and Achitam completing the set. So these are the scores after the first 19 questions, and there's 5 more to go. And now the rules change for the last time. You get 60 seconds, that's the same. You get 60 seconds to answer. And now the speed bonus is much more significant, because only one person gets the top score. The second person gets 3/4, third person gets only 2/4, and everyone else gets only 1/4 of the marks available. Note that these are all multiples of 4, so everyone gets a whole number of points. So it doesn't, we don't get weird decimals at the end. Okay. Any questions before we continue? I think we're good.
Yeah.
Okay. Next question then, question 20, multiplication. Simple. I'll reveal the question in 3 seconds. Good luck. Time is up.
Okay, great. By the way, just to highlight, we got to make sure everyone's muted, obviously, during the question. There's a bit of a noise at the
Yeah,
beginning.
it took me a while to figure out
Yeah,
which one to
that's
mute,
fine.
but sorry for any noise there. Okay.
So let me go. Yeah, if you want to share the, oh, should I say who was fastest first, and then we can check their answer.
Sure, let's go for that.
Okay. Well, I had an answer. The first answer came in from Swanand. So Swanand, what do you think the answer is?
326045019
Is it correct?
You know, it's interesting. A lot of people seem to have the same answer, so we should double check what's going on here, whether, you know, what you have there is correct or not. So we should double check that, I would say, because a lot of people.
I'll check that now.
That is the answer.
9251 and 352 443. Multiplication. Yeah, the answer I've got on the screen here is not correct.
Okay. Well, why don't we change the screen, go back to the question, just so we don't see the wrong answer. That might be better.
Yeah,
There we
I
go.
have the correct answer in front of me now. And I think it matches what you said, Swanand.
I believe so. So I'm just going to repeat. Swanand said that the correct answer was 326045019
That's correct, yeah, verified.
Well done.
I don't know how I've had a mistake there, but good that we had the double check.
Absolutely. So
just so you can see,
points.
I'm checking it on. I have this to double check the answers. So this is just verifying where that verification came from.
Great. So maximum points to Swanand. And then the second fastest was Abhilakshya, who was also correct.
Well done, 15 points. And this isn't all correct, isn't it? This should be 16 and 12. Sorry.
And the third fastest was Radhika. Also correct.
Also correct. Well done.
Fourth, but it doesn't really matter, it was Kaloyan. So they get 4 points. So, and at this point, so does Van Dan, who also was correct.
Well done.
Achatam was a bit off, as was Andre. Domenico, it looks like he's correct. 326045019 Yeah, Domenico had the correct answer.
Well done. Okay, so no change in the order. These are the results then after the first 20 questions. 4 more to go.
Good luck, guys.
Make sure I get into the right place. Okay, so the next question is nearest integer. I have it on the screen now, nearest integer. So it could be anything, but we want the answer rounded to the nearest integer, no decimals, nearest integer. And that's important, nearest integer, no decimals. I'll reveal the answer. No, I won't. I'll reveal the question in 4 seconds. Good luck. Time is up. Okay.
Okay. So let me start with the fastest, which was Kaloyan Geshev. So let's ask Kaloyan, what do you believe the correct answer is?
300, 302.
302.
Yes,
And
Three.
the other answer 302. And
3, the first. Okay.
very good, yes. 302.
That is correct.
Really
So
nice.
well done. Well done. You're the fastest and you've got the correct answer as well. So maximum points for Kaloyan Geshev. We can go to the spreadsheet.
Here we go. So well done, Kaloyan. 16 points for you.
Swanand was second with the correct answer.
Well done, Swanand.
Achetam had a slight error. So third was Abhilakshya. And then Van Dan had a slight error. And then Andre had the correct answer, 302. And so did Domenico, 302 as well. And then Van Dan had an incorrect answer, and Radhika had the correct answer at 302 as well.
Good, yeah. And just to check, you mentioned Van Dam twice. So is that two
Oh, I
responses from Van
apologize.
Dam?
Two incorrect responses. That's right.
Okay,
Yes.
sure. Okay. Okay, cool. So these are the results with 3 questions left. Everything is actually spreading out fairly far. Still pretty tight for 3rd and 4th, and pretty tight around 5, 6, and 7.
Good luck.
But there's 56 points still available, including in this prime factors question, prime factors. I reveal the question in 4 seconds. Good luck. Time is up.
Okay.
Okay.
Oh,
Did anyone find the correct answers?
well, let me start with who was the fastest. And
Yeah.
and there it was Abhilakshya. What do you believe the correct answer is, Abhilakshya?
My answer is 3 times 41 times 83.
That's correct, yes. Very well done.
Why don't we
interest-
to mix it up, let's leave this screen when we correct the scores, just to kind of mix it up. But sorry, go ahead, Daniel.
Sure. So this is worth 20 points, actually, the last question. And so Abhilakshya gets the 4 marks. And second?
And the second fastest answer was by Swanand, also with the correct answer.
Well done.
And
15
then
points.
Kaloyan was the third fastest, also with the correct answer.
10 points. Well done.
We have a lot of correct answers. Andre follows, also with the correct answer.
5 points. Well done.
And then Achetam also has the correct answer.
Good job. Back on the scoreboard.
Domenico also has the correct answer.
Good job.
And then Radhika also has the correct answer.
Good job.
And then Van Dan also has the, no. Yes, also has the correct answer. Sorry, I'm getting a bit tired here. Also has the correct
Okay.
answer. Allowed to
Excuse me,
cross-check.
sir.
Nice. And that is actually the first question since question 1 that everyone got correct.
Sir,
Yes.
Yeah.
sir, like we can't see the score sheet. Oh yeah,
Yeah.
so now
Etan
we
asked me to put the score sheet later for this question.
I just thought,
Now you can see it.
yes, sir.
Yeah. yeah, but I just thought it's nice to also at the end for people to kind of see the question longer and the answer. Great. Wow.
Yeah, good job. Yeah, and this is the first question that everyone got correct since the very beginning, actually. Every question had some people trapped with different answers. So yeah, really good. Two questions left.
Yeah, it's exciting.
Question 23 is going to be fraction division. Fraction division. Question appears in 3 seconds. Good luck. Time is up.
Okay.
Okay.
Great. So let me start with the fastest, who was Swanand. Swanand, what do you believe the answer is?
10 integer 43 upon 56.
10 and 43/56 is correct. Well done.
Great. Well, let's leave that as the answer again as we update the scores separately, so to keep sharing that. Great. So let's
Okay.
go through that. So Swanand maximum points. And then the second fastest with the correct answer is Kaloyan. Well done. And then Abhilakshya unfortunately had an error. He had something 11 with a fraction, so a mistake. As did Achetam. So no points there. But Van Dan did have a correct answer. So I believe Van Dan is the third correct answer with,
10
again,
points.
10, 43, or 56. And then looks like Achetam tried to send again, but it was the wrong answer anyway. And then Abhilakshya did send the correct answer afterwards, but I assume that you can't
Yeah.
change the answer.
Can you send me his first one, just in
Yeah.
case I can count it as a correction? Sorry, as a typo. I'm guessing not.
Sure. It was, yeah, there's the first one. I've sent it to.
Yeah. Can't accept that. But yeah, you may as well try Abhilakshya. Yeah, fair enough.
But well done. Still got it right, just without the points. And then Domenico did have the correct answer. So well done, Domenico. And
Good,
then
5 points.
and then Andre got the correct answer as well.
Nice, 5 points as well.
We can go back, show the scoreboard for.
I haven't heard about Radhika. Is there no answer from Radhika?
I don't see an answer from Radhika. Radhika, did you
No.
There's no answer there. There's no answer. No. Okay.
Okay.
I mean,
Thanks for
these
confirming.
questions are quite tough. Like it's quite normal that it's quite difficult to answer these in 60 seconds. Anyway, okay. I'm just removing that one there. Okay. These scores are very interesting because I can already announce that we have a winner, Kaloyan Geshev. You are 20 points ahead of everyone. So Kaloyan, you have definitely won. Well done. We have one question left. But because everyone here can interpret the results, we definitely have first place for Kaloyan. Well done to you. And definitely have second place for Abhilakshya. Well done to you. And definitely have third place for Swanand. Well done to you. And definitely have fourth place for Radhika. Well done to you, because those results are already spread out by more than 20 points as a result of this. We have one question left to go to settle the final scoreboards, but just wanted to recognize that that some of you can already see what the results are going to be. We'll go through that properly after the last question, of course.
Absolutely. Well done indeed. But nonetheless, let's try our best for the last question. But again, very well done. Okay, let's do the last question.
It takes the pressure off as well, because we know for the in the top 4 places, this is just for fun now, and it'll also settle the scores for some of the places a little further down. It's going to be another sum of squares. Up to 60 seconds to find these. It's not 18 points, it's 20 points. And then top score goes, of course, to the fastest. I'll reveal the number in 5 seconds. Good luck, everyone. And time is up. And you can relax, because that's the end of all the questions now.
So first of all, congratulations to everyone again for making it and scoring points on the final. Great job. The fastest response was from Kaloyan. Kaloyan, what do you believe the answer is?
The first number 506, the second number 1818, the third one 4, and the last one 2.
2. I'm gonna I'll put this on the spreadsheet in a moment just to see whether this is correct. But one possible answer would have this was one possible answer, and probably Kaloyan had another correct answer. Let's go to the scoreboard and check. These are the answers that Kaloyan gave. And again, if I just put the formula in, didn't do it. And that is indeed the correct number. Well done. So full marks to Kaloyan. And so Kaloyan, you already know you already know you won the competition, and you also get the full marks for the last question. Well done.
Well done. And I guess that combo was quite popular because Swanand also, he was second, had also 506, 18, 4, and 2. And as did Domenico. Should we show the question again for a second? Come back to the maybe to the answer, the last round. Should we just show the question?
Sure.
Cool.
This is the one I'm going to go back to because
yeah, because there's more than one
this
answer.
is the important part, yeah.
So yeah, so we said Kaloyan was first, followed by Swanand, followed by Domenico, who was third. So well done, Domenico. You get the bonus there. Also with 506, 18, 4, and 2, which really was popular because Andre also had the same answer after that, as did Radika as well. So 5 people with the same combo. And then Abhilakshya had 570, 38, and 6. Was that the combination you had mentioned before?
Can I hear it again, please?
500, well, you could just show it on the screen if you go to the answer that you gave, because it's in there, right? So if you go to the next slide, it will have the other answer, which might be the same. Okay, a bit different. So, okay, so this one, so they had 500 and then followed by 70 and then 38 and 6. So we should check that. Actually, let's go and check that on the score sheet perhaps and see.
This is correct, yeah. 500, 70, 38, 6. This is correct, yeah.
Should we move to the score sheet perhaps? Just to,
as you like, yeah.
Yeah, thanks. And it's quite funny because, you know, first we had that 506, 1842 trend, which swept. And then all the other answers, the 3 other answers were all 570, 38, and 6, which is quite funny in a row. Radika sorry, the last one with 506. But then, yeah, Abhilakshya was correct, followed by Achetam, who's correct, followed by Van Dan, who's correct. So everybody
nice.
gets
the
last question.
Yeah, perfect score from everyone there. Okay, really nice. And so the final results then, you've already seen these developing on the scoreboard, is that the first place, the gold medal, goes to Kaloyan for the 3rd year in a row, actually. So silver medal, silver medal, gold medal, and another gold medal. So very well done to Kaloyan Geshev.
Bravo.
I think most of us are just clapping alone in our rooms at the moment, but you deserve a round of applause, Kaloyan. And second place, Abhilakshya. I think you've won medals in this before, and this time you get a silver medal. I think that's your best result in the MSO. So really well done to you. Round of applause for Abhilakshya.
Thank you. Thank you.
Very good. That's a very strong score. A lot of questions where you're getting the fastest as well. So both for accuracy and for speed, doing really well. And then 3rd place, for the first time in the final here, Swanand. You walk away with a medal here. So very well done to you, Swanand. And
Thank you, sir.
And then we have Radika, another solid score. You've had solid scores in every competition I've seen you in, and no exception today. Very good score there. Well done to you. And Andre, a bit of a slow start, but had a really good section in the difficult speed bonus section, and gets 121 5th place. Really good that you were here this year. I know there was a difficulty in attending last year, and so good that you're back here. I think, Andre, you're also the youngest competitor here. How old are you?
13.
13.
Yes.
13, yeah. And so not only are you but 5th in the world in this competition, and I think you had even higher score in the semi-final, but you're doing this when you are the youngest person here. And not only that, you were competing and getting a similar score 2 years ago when you were 11 years old. So even though you're only 13, you're also a veteran. You have experience, in this competition, and I'm sure you will do very successful. You will be very successful in future competitions, just like today. So very well done. Domenico, a very similar score, very close to Andre there with 6th place for the first time in the competition. So really well done. And people might notice that in these competitions, it's younger people who tend to do very well. And so good to see, Domenico, that someone who has started calculation later, like myself actually, is performing very respectably in the competition here. And
I think I'm the only one in this table from the 20th century.
That's true, actually. Who's the oldest except for Domenico? I guess it's Radhika. Are you 19 or are you 20 now? Radhika, how old are you now?
I'm 19.
19. So you're the second oldest in the competition at age 19. And just to verify what Domenico said, everyone competing here is born in the 21st century except for Domenico. So really good to prove that this is something that people can do at even if they're not a teenager. Of course, other people like Willem Bowman show that they can do calculation even when they're in their 80s. So it's really a sport for people of any ages.
Many congratulations to all of us for such a grand event. And I would like to just ask if we can just relieve the proctors, because they would have to go a long way.
Yes, absolutely. Proctors can go. We want to say thank you.
They would just like to come on the screen.
Thank you. Proctors can go. Thank you so much for coming. Actually, why don't you stop sharing the points for a sec, just so we can see people. Yeah, that's great. So we've had proctors come from all over the world. We are grateful to you for keeping this, a fair competition, a fair world championship, and helping us, make history. So we're very, very grateful. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you for your kind words. We'll see you this year in Germany.
Yes, I look forward to seeing all of you who are going to compete in Germany, which I guess is most of you here. This is the junior competition. So Domenico, unless you forge your ID or something, I think they won't let you.
I don't think so.
No, not going to sneak you into the juniors 2 level, or
we'll see in a year's time, maybe.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I think, Domenico, it's great to see someone from the 21st century. And you know what? Let's see if we can try and get more people. Maybe next year we can get more people from the 21st century. From the 20th, I mean, for the 20th century.
This is the interesting thing. Let's have a look
I think we can, but we'll see. Let's
have a look at the results here. So we did have some people: Alberto Rodriguez, Marconet Sanz, Rahul Robin, and Manoj Pillai. We did have some people who are much older than 19, for example, who are competing, but it was the people that we see here today who got to the who had the highest places, who had the top 10. So the other adults need to earn their place, just like Domenico, who successfully defended that today. And these
and they had to earn their place in the qualifier before that as well. That was just the semi you were showing, so it's been a long route.
Exactly, yeah. So all of you should be really proud of the scores here, knowing that this is like the highest level of mental calculation. And for the winners here, for example, I've seen Swanand break the world record for addition. That was in September. I've seen Abhilakshya in the Junior Mental Calculation World Championship, basically getting 11 pages correct with no mistake or something. No pressure for this year, obviously, but with like extreme speed and accuracy, which and then Kaloyan Geshev, who has collected medals at every competition recently, as well as setting some world records in a variety of different categories. And all of these people doing very well today in a competition that has a wide variety of calculation things, everything from fractions, sums of squares, to like more straightforward multiplications and divisions. So yeah, really good. We'll get the results up.
Let's maybe before we before we wrap up, if we stop sharing screen for a sec, why don't we just hear quickly, first of all, from Radhika, who was in fourth. Yeah, how was it? And yeah, well done. Fourth in the world is very respectable.
You're muted, by the way.
Unmute, Radhika. Need to unmute. Oh, I'm sure we'll get that in a sec. Always technical issues, right? That's okay. We've got time. Why don't we go for a second to Swanand, actually, who's well, Radhika figure out the mute. Swanand, congratulations on your first final and a bronze medal. How was it for you?
Yes, I feel happy for winning bronze medal for first time, and also like a question I missed the inexact square root. So after that, like it was pressurizing moment for me, but then also like I gave my best. So I'm happy with my results.
Well done, because you were able to get back in to a medal position, and that was not an easy thing to do. So very well done, Swanand, and we look forward to seeing you here again in the future.
Yes,
yeah.
And
that's
Radhika? True,
yeah,
you could have picked up a few more points on that question there. So the 206 could have been a slightly higher number, probably not that much higher in context, but yeah, it's important to remember that you had if it weren't for that misfortune, you would have had an even higher score, perhaps. Yeah.
maybe yes.
And Radhika, how about you? I mean, almost a medal. You've medaled in the past, but still a tremendous fourth in the world is great. Is the microphone working?
Yeah.
Yes. So it was good. I mean, like in the beginning, I was scoring almost full in the question, so that was the good part. Also, like I was almost on the margin in the semi-finals, so I'm fortunate enough that I was in the top 4 this time.
Wow. Well done. Well done.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, that's a good jump from 9th in semi-final to 4th in the final here. I feel like you maybe the semi-final didn't go as well as you hoped.
Yes.
Usually you'd be getting more than higher than 9th in these things, but obviously it depends on the day.
Yes.
Well done.
Yeah, super well done.
And then Abhilakshya, a silver medal, 219 points. How was it for you?
It's been good to hear again participating in mental calculation events because I think after the junior mental calculation, I have not practiced a lot because of my entrance exams and all. But yeah, it's good to be again participating and getting medal, converting my medal color much ahead and winning for my country.
Well done, congrats, and also, by the way, of course, good luck with all the exams as well. So yeah, best of luck with that. And then Kaloyan, a huge congratulations. You've done it again, this time with quite a wide margin, even though it was a bit close earlier, but then at the end you really pushed and made a big margin. How was it, Kaloyan?
Thank you for the great organization. It was very interesting. Also, it was interesting that the second and third place was very close, not like last year's. The some questions were very tough and difficult, but very interesting.
Thank you. Well, I want to thank.
It had the moments in which it had a moment in which I came third from first to third in the beginning, I think, somewhere in the beginning. But I'm very happy from that I came first again for fourth consecutive year.
So is that right? Is this hold on? So how many times?
2022, 2023, 2024, and 2025.
And
3 years
2022
ago.
was in London.
Yeah, yes.
That's right. So
That was the
4,
competition
so
in London,
But,
and then the 2 online
but then,
championships afterwards, and also today.
But then it had only 3 participants.
yes. Well,
think.
this is a much stronger crowd. So 4 years in a row then, right?
If we
Yes.
include the one in London, yeah, 4 years in a row. Yes.
We do. A world championship title is still a world championship. So, I mean, I think that's tremendous. I think it's amazing. And as you said, you had to keep your focus and to stay cool, when in the beginning, it wasn't that clear, but you kept cool and you won by a big margin. So, you're a true champion, Kaloyan, and we congratulate you and we celebrate you today. And we hope to see you win more championships in the future.
And I also really hope. Thank you for the English.
Oh, it's our pleasure. Okay, well, hey, first I want to say again, congratulations to everyone. It's been another wonderful mental calculations world championship. Most of all, I want to thank Daniel Timms again for doing the hard work of putting this together, making it happen, and and continuing the tradition of the mental calculations world championship. It seems like we've got a high level every year, and Daniel only keeps improving the format. And I think that's wonderful. So why don't we give a round of applause to Daniel for putting it together? I think, yeah. I think a lot of people are muted, but there you go. People can see clapping. It feels a bit, yeah, really fantastic, Daniel. Fantastic.
Yeah, thank you so much. And the only reason I do this is because I know that there are people who like to have an online format that they can do sometime through the year, and that there's people, including all of you here today, who take who train calculation seriously and want opportunities to test that and to show that. And hopefully, I know the competition is always a little stressful because of the competition, but hopefully it's also enjoyable and you can enjoy the choice of questions that I put there. I tried to make it a fair set that everyone can enjoy. And again, I think many of you will be coming to Germany in October this year. So I hope to see you again in that competition if you'll be there. And then if this competition is running in the same format next year, then I would hope to see you there again if you choose to compete.